Hi.
Hi, hi.
Well, actually behind me is the Vietnam War Memorial. And I want to talk about some websites that some of our Let's Go Help members uh, put on the, on the group in Facebook, and also Facebook, Let's Go Help too. But it's called Bold, B-O-L-T, B-O-L-D as in dog, and you could go and what do you call it? Google it now, and what you're looking for is student loan debt. So you're trying to get rid of your student debt. And this bold.org looks very, very interesting. There's no essay involved, nothing, and you only have 5 days left to do it. Okay, so you got to apply for this. 5 days left. Any age, any income, a chance to win $10,000. And application deadline the 30th, winners announced November 1st, education level any. So any education level, personal finance, 1 in 5 adults Americans carry student debt. So 1 in 5 Americans have student debt. Now that's not college students, that's just every American. So 25% of our population have student debt. And they're apparently going to have monthly deadlines maybe. So students applying earlier windows will have a greater chance of winning an award. Find the perfect scholarship for you. And actually, I think the only bad part of this is that there's a good Q&A there. How will the scholarship application information be used? What is the scholarship award? When will the scholarship winner be chosen? How will the scholarship be paid? How will my scholarship application be verified? How should I get in touch with questions? How it works, donor credits. So the only bad part I could see is that it takes some effort to fill it out. They said it'd take about 15 minutes to fill it out. And why that is because they're going to enter you into a lot of other scholarships. So they'll have it all one thing, so you could find other things. Now, if you're paying off your student loans and don't want a scholarship, probably doesn't mean anything to you. But it's interesting in a way to get off your some of your student loans. Now, because I saw this, there's so many scams that ask for information to get a grant, and then they they're really going to rip you off somehow or other, and they'll figure it out. So I try to find out some information about them. And here's a great site, too, for scholarships. It's called scholarshipinstitute.org. Scholarshipinstitute.org. And I have both these websites in the discussion, so you could say. And they rank all these scholarships like this. And this is ranked among the top. So in the top, they have they're in the top 93% out of 100. So I mean, go to this before you fill out the application, just to make sure, and you'll see, man, they give it a lot of big reviews for this thing. And also that website is a good place to find other scholarships or grants to pay for higher education and things like that. I recall you provided information for people with disabilities paying off student loans. Yes, that's a new federal program. So that's a Biden program they have, and that's it. So if you go to studentaid.edu, I think they will have that information. But they give. Anyone with student debt is eligible. Grants are exclusive to the platform. See, that's what's interesting. Like our grant, you have a higher chance of getting our grant because it's not public. It's only people that are members. So, we're giving out 30 grants, and if you're lucky, if we get 300 applications. So that's the others when you get tens of thousands of applications and know it. So that's what they say. And they protect your data, no ads or unrelated offers, streamline applications on the platform. It takes 15 minutes to apply. So you have to be ready for that. So 15 minutes for that. Bold is one of the only companies that will literally pay off your student debt. It's a no-brainer to apply. So they pay off your student debt. Now, I mean, that's now there's so many scams now with people with student debt. So if you have 25% of the country has student debt that they can, and all ages. I mean, seniors, so many seniors are in debt and haven't paid and are in big trouble with student debt. So find out the government programs that help you pay the student debt. Now, this is not a government program, but it looks legit, and they're all nonprofit organizations, so they're not people trying to make a buck. You have to be worried of people trying to make money from you, because even though it sounds good, they're going to find a way to get money from you. So that's why it's fun to just stick to nonprofit organizations. Not that all .coms are terrible, but they just have a different motive. So if their motive is really just to help people, and that's what nonprofits are, they get money from somewhere else and give it to people who need it. Now we're different, right? Because we're not a .org, and we give money to people who need it, but we're giving it to our members, and that's it, because they're help supporting us, and I want to make sure that they're getting part of the rewards as we're growing and stuff like that, and it's because of members that we're growing. It's not me, it's you guys, and it's people who are members that are giving information. Say, if you belong to Let's Go Help, we encourage other people to help everybody in the group. So because you're looking for the same thing they are, so any way we could leverage something you found to show to other people. That's why I think this is a wonderful thing that Kim in New York City is sharing with everybody. Do you have information for veterans to get business? Actually, if you're a veteran and want to do something, the best place is to start with. There's something called a county Veteran Service Officer. County Veteran Service Officer. How do you join the group? That's in the discussion too. It's letsgohelp.com. Letsgohelp.com. And October 4th is the deadline for applying for our most recent grant. And we're going to give out $20,000, and you either get a $1,000 grant or a $500 grant. And the feedback we get on that is wonderful, how it really, more for $500 or $1,000, it really helps a lot of people. So I instead of paying taxes, I want to give it to you guys, is much better. And because you're the reason why we're doing well. As long as you keep helping other people, as long as they're joining or whatever, and you get, whether you join for a month or not, it doesn't matter. And if you don't join, that's fine, because you get a lot of information from these videos. And as long as I'm profitable, I could share this all the time too. I got to feed myself first, and then help other people. Any mortgage help is being offered after forbearance has been. Yes, the Biden programs have mortgage help, but they have trouble setting them up, and that's the problem. So I just did a video. If you want to know about rent, look at the video I just put up on YouTube, and they'll show you about how they have so much money they have to get rid of in about 30 days or less, and they're having trouble getting it out the door. So they got money by Congress about 10 months ago, about 10 months ago, and they've only spent 10-11% of the money. Now that is terrible. That is a disaster in my mind. And that's the grant program. Then they have another one for homeowners and what's nice about the homeowner mortgage grants they have from the Biden is that it includes your property taxes. You can get grants to pay your property taxes, and that's a lot of problems. So a good way to find them is look for your state housing finance authority. State housing finance authority. You hear that? So you could put Pennsylvania Housing Finance Authority, and you'll see the Biden program for grants for pay your mortgage. And fixing up the home actually is in there too, and the utilities, and yes, Department of Treasury gave billions for rent and mortgage for these programs are incredible, and they're not getting out because they gave them a big bunch of money and the states weren't organized they didn't give them money to set up a system to give out the money. And so what happens is, and if you see this in the video I just did earlier today, is the states are trying to be, responsible and not make it easy to scam them. So they put in requirements and things like that. Now what the Treasury Department is telling the states is that you got to get it out. Make the requirements looser. Don't worry about the scammers or people getting the system, and they're after that. And also what they're saying is that everybody has a right to apply for a grant to pay their rent before you have to go for foreclosure. They're making this as a right. It's sort of like what the Amanda rights for you have a right to an attorney, you have a right to all that kind of stuff. Well, you have a right to apply for a rent grant if you're worried about being foreclosed. That's a right. So that's why they're even going out more to try to get people aware. I mean, that's why DC government has pop-up stores to grant, making it easy that you don't have to have a regular job or regular source of income. You could just like self-verify. You could just say, yes, I promise, I only made this much. That's going to be enough. Now, all those new rules aren't happening all over all the time. So when you call up, it may be different, but you have to wait. That's why the main thing is to apply again. Just apply again. Because I just had a member write me yesterday how they got 6 months and now they're applying again for 3 months in the future. So you could apply for 3 months in the future. See, so that's the neat thing about things. So don't pretend you know this. I cannot pretend I know this, and I study it every day of my life. And so you just thinking about it, and hey, I'm in trouble, and go by any knowledge you have in the past about government money is wrong. You're just going to get in trouble doing that. And that's, I think, what happens. We want to do that, and I'm the same way. Oh, I know that's not good. And it's easy. So then you have to don't do any work. But if you're in financial trouble, be prepared to work, because that's the only way you're going to get it. There's nothing easy, and if you're not prepared to work at it, you're not going to get anything. Because they don't even know what they're doing. So you have to go, and no matter what anyone tells you, you just keep going. And that's what, in that, go back to that video I did a few hours ago, and you'll see in there is a free report that tells you all the steps to go through to find all the possibilities for you. And that's what happened. You need a list. You need a shopping list. And that's what I do. I give you a shopping list of who to call. Now, it's up to you about Goldman Sachs. Yeah, they're around. Yeah, there are government Sachs grants for entrepreneurs. I don't know when or whatever. I'm sure if you do that, you'll find it easily, because that's why they do it. They don't do it really to help people. They're doing it for free marketing. Goldman Sachs giving out 10 grand, that's chump change. That's nothing for these guys. Patience and persistence, absolutely, Mary. And that's why, but you have to know where to go. And that's the problem is, I needed this for our youngest daughter in film school to pay off some of the college. Yes, well, have her do that. Send that link. It's in the discussion. And anybody, and not only parents have a lot of debt from when they went to school yet, and that's important. And there's other programs too. And make sure, there's a place. Here's a good place for student debt is consumerfinance.gov. Consumerfinance.gov. Now see, .gov, you want that. .gov, you want that. Consumerfinance.gov. Don't go Googling stuff, student debt. Nah, you're just going to get billions of people, and the nicest ones you'll see are the ones who want to get the most money from you, but they're not upfront with that. So that's the problem. So you get in there and you'll get caught in a web and eventually giving these people money because you don't know your alternative. So that's why, to me, the main thing is you don't go anywhere that is not a .org or a .gov, unless you really know this stuff, you've been studying it for a long time. and you know how to pick out the scams. I'm not good enough. People suck me in still, and I do this for a living for 40 years or more. You're not as good as the robots, believe me. So don't take a chance. And stick with that. And don't go searching Google for something unless you know the name of an organization. So like if you're looking for bold.org, okay, then put that in Google, but don't put student loan debt. No, you don't do that. Or here's another one, scholarshipinstitute.org. Now you can put that in because you're looking for that, but don't put in scholarships, because then you're going to get 190,000 million websites of people going to try to jump into your pockets one way or another. And they spend all their life thinking about how to do that and figuring out. You're just thinking of it right now. You're not prepared. It's like coming to a gunfight with a knife. Whoops. You showed up at the wrong place. And that's what happens. So stay away from all that. There's a lot of good free help out there, and it's usually done from nonprofits or governments. I need money to help us. I need money to help us. Oh, okay. I'm not sure. Okay, that's what I'm all about. Show people where money is available to help without you spending money. If you need money, never spend more money to get it. And if you just keep that in mind. But then the other trope is you start like that and they hook you in on something that doesn't cost you anything. And then all of a sudden, oh, that doesn't work. And well, here, I have a little thing I kept in the back room that I could help you a lot with, but it's going to cost you. Then I say, oh, fuck it. I'll go in debt. I need money to pay maintenance. Maintenance on what? Maintenance on a car, a house, or whatever. Yeah, I mean, that's what Let's Go Help is about. Pay my maintenance and my Wells loan. Well, I think what to do, go to a free financial counselor to talk about those old loans and what to do on that. I mean, particularly those payday loans, they're just gangsters, in my mind. And so you want to know the options, and even if it takes talking to 2 or 3 before you get a full picture of your options. Talking to one may not give you a full picture. And that's my brother owns the condo, but I'm paying the costs. Oh, for somebody in a condo? Well, what are the costs for it? Depends. Get your brother to apply for it if he owns the condo, and that's it. Are you renting from him? Well, you could get your brother and you can get rent grants to pay your brother, that's it. I wanted to buy my own home. Yeah, okay, lots of help for that. And all that is local. And that's why if you don't want to join Let's Go Help, letsgoreports.com is a place you could go just for housing. And for $5.95 you get all the sources of housing grants and money in your state. See, we have state-by-state reports for everything you want to do in life. So that's why instead of paying $20 to be a member and get all the reports free, you can just pay $5 and get exactly what you want and not have to marry me. I got some ex-wives who will verify that. I made $20,000. I basically have nothing. Yeah. A lot of people people here in Washington, D.C. struggle with $100,000. That's not unusual anymore nowadays, and that's why you have to find these other programs that help subsidize for that. And that's what these programs are for, whether it's health care, legal help, rent. I miss my ex-wife. Mortgages, utilities, all those things. There's programs to help subsidize that. It would be better if we just had better jobs and everybody had better skills, and they do that too, because they give you money to help create a business, to create jobs, and they give you money to help train for a higher paying job. So if you're only making 20 grand, it sounds like you have to go and get trained. And there's lots of ways now. I mean, there'll be more free training programs now than ever. And then also work at home jobs. I just gave you a report a day or two ago, have been turned down every time. Well, reapply, because now they're getting, I don't know what you say you were replying it to, but if it's the mortgage stuff or the rent stuff, look at applying again. So also, go back to that, because even if you apply to one, every city has more than one rent grants or utility grants or whatever. There's dozens, and you have to get on the phone and talk to these people where the other ones are. They're not going to pop into your lap. You know, the major one maybe because they're organized, but the other one are not, because it's not federal, it's all local. And you got to figure that out. And that's why that if you're a member, then I give you all that stuff. But if you're not a member, go back to the last video I did. There's a link in there that in the discussion of the last video that tells 4 videos to watch if you're in financial doo-doo. Yeah. And all the sources are there, everything. It's a freebie. I want to help as many people as I can, particularly the people who don't have $20, probably need the help more. So that's why I put these free sources out there. I tell you, I'm in front of the Vietnam Memorial. I'm a Vietnam vet myself. I watched the war from a ship. Yeah. And I never had more responsibility again for the rest of my life. Now I'm just a huckster selling stuff. Yeah. And doing research. There I was driving around a $1 billion ship in the South China Seas. I was like 22 years old or whatever. Wow. Yeah. That's heady for me. So the most important thing about all that, I love your clothing. Oh, look at letsgoclothes.com. Funny you'd ask. Let's Go Clothes. Everything I make, you can buy copies of there. And just, yeah, it just helps me right off my clothes. Financial straits. Please take advantage of the opportunity of job training, especially IT. Absolutely, Mary. You're a sweetheart. Thank you. And how do we help people like that? How do we make them do something and get out? There's so much help, but it takes work. And I think that's why what I'm trying to do now, Mary, is tell people, don't do this unless you're ready to work at it. Because maybe some people will do it easy, and then every salesman out there is going to tell you how easy it is to do anything. Be a millionaire, 7 ways to be a millionaire, that's all you have to do. And all that is bullshit. It may have worked for somebody, but it's not going to work for you. And it's going to take work. It can work for you, but not in 7 steps. Yeah. Yeah. And what else are you going to do with your life? So get in there and try it and do it. Work hard. It's fun to work hard. And that's why I just pick on the important things you do. If it's frivolous, then it's no fun. But if it's meaningful to your life, just like a relationship. So a career is that way too. You want to do something important to contribute to society, and you can't. And you can get that training. And you have to figure out what is available for you to do that and how can you fit into that. Don't say, I want this magic thing to help me because this is the way I think it should be done. No, the world doesn't get up and say, well, let's see, what do you want? Okay, I'll make that what you want. No, what you have to do, there are things to help you achieve what you want to do, but not maybe in the format exactly that you would love to have it. Oh, I'd love to have it easy and do this and just be able to do it. And then go home and count the money. No. That's why, and people who sell you stuff try to make you believe that that's possible. So true. Keep learning and invest. Right, absolutely, Mary. Boy, you're at my own heart. That's what I always say. You invest in yourself first, and you keep doing that as long as look, I'm 78, and I got a lot more to do. And then you invest in younger people, so for them to get what they need too. But first, invest in yourself so you can learn and keep learning and growing and contribute. See, to me, investing in yourself and learning is so you can give more to the rest of us. And that's what I'm trying to do in Let's Go Help, is that everybody there, take what you know already about government money or just learned or whatever and share it with the rest of us so they can grow too. And so they don't have to stumble and fail, and you can help them. So that's what it is about growth. And that's I think keeps me energetic at 78 or whatever the hell I am. Sometimes when I say the number, it sounds like 110. It's 78, oh my God. and it gives you energy in life. I right now in my life, I just can't wait to suck more love out of life. You know, it's just so amazing to me what life can do, but it's all in your head. You know, life is going on out there no matter what the hell you think. so how do you get all the good stuff? So that's why, to me, for the last whatever years I have left, 10, 15, 20, I want to suck out all the good stuff possible. And that means about what my outlook is on life. If I'm walking around thinking life screws me up all the time, son of a bitch life, you know, nobody gets up thinking how they're going to screw Lesko today. I used to think that. No, they have other motives. No, that's what I learned when all my businesses failed. I thought if I failed at a business, everybody would point at me in the street. Oh, there goes Lesko, that failure, and everything. And after my first 2 businesses failed, I realized nobody gives a shit about me if I fail or not. You know? So that's why, man, you just have to have fun and try your hardest to do what you want to do in life. You're not going to get another chance. Well, some people think you do. I don't know. But I'm not going to waste my time on that how can I get out of this thing as much as I possibly can. And as I get older now, I think it's more with my heart. And that's it. It used to be being a clever. No, it's how to live more from your heart, because that's the nicest thing you have. And that's your heart is, I just paid for 6 months. Oh, can't get in to the group. Well, you have to wait till I process the order to get in. I'm sorry. So by the end of the day, I should get all the new ones in. It has to be approved and get in to Facebook group. Okay, and love, yeah, to me, your heart and love, that's the one thing you can keep growing for the rest of your life. You know, all the other muscles don't get better. Man, I can't even run anymore because I trip and fall and scrape my nose. I was doing that 4 days in a row. Oh, I can't do this anymore. so I walk. And it's not my muscles. Oh, they're fine, but it's just the brain doesn't react fast enough and stuff. And gravity is pulling not only my butt down, but my feet don't pick up as fast too, and I trip over stuff that I did before. So it's interesting, but life is interesting, and the answers change every day, and that's why whatever you think, it took me 10 years to unlearn my last success so I could try it again. Once you have a success in this country, you think that it works for everything. Nah. It's a whole new ball game almost every day. So keep getting input to learn, because life will slap you around if you think something works and you go out and try it and see. No, it'll slap you around, and that's how you find the stuff that really works. When you get slapped around, that's why you go out and fail, because whatever you think works now, it probably doesn't, but you're not convinced yet until you try it. Holy shit, this doesn't work. What do I have to do? That's what makes us smart. We do what we have to do in life, you know. And we learn from experience, not from reading books. Books may be something, maybe. See, what works for you is different works for me. I have 2 of your books. You're the one. Oh, thank you. and that's why it's real trial and error. I mean, everybody's telling me when I was starting this, you know, probably about my 5th business, the first 3 failed, you know. That, oh, you have to charge a lot, you have to do this and that. And boy, I just didn't want to be the, you know, giving a service that charges $500, $5,000, $50,000. No, I want to be the $20 guy and help people. Everybody, all the marketing experts and the internet experts and all this kind of stuff where you pay for. They were saying, "Oh, you're not going to make money. Let's go doing that." And I just didn't. And that's why and that's because that's from my heart. I wanted to really do it. If it's not from your heart, you're not going to hang in there long enough to figure it out. You know, and that's what it takes in life. Is not being brilliant, it's being that desire, that perseverance, because you'll learn. The life will tell you what you should be doing. But you have to try a whole bunch of shit first for it to get to the right one. For you to get smart enough to realize everything you thought was right is wrong. And that's why life is the best teacher. So take any, you know, half-assed idea you have and go on, try to sell it. See if anybody wants it, you know. And that doesn't, try another half-assed idea. And you get feedback from them. That's why if you don't have money, never spend money to start a business. You know, that's funny. Nobody does wake up thinking, how do I screw this guy today? Satires. Calvin Trillin, yeah. But don't you feel that way? That, oh, the world's against me? But yeah, that's, I guess, part of our human nature. I don't know. But in retrospect, it's fun. I still have to fight it, too. And I even see in personal relationships. Boy, I mean, like, I love my wife more now than ever before, and that's after 40 years. Because it's getting rid of all that other bullshit that's in my head that's stopping me from that, you know. And I just remember with the kids, you know, I think I talked to you about this yesterday. If one of my little boys would do something really stupid or whatever, and I said, well, I'm going to show him, I'm not going to talk to him. All you're doing is hurting yourself. You know, you don't hurt the kid. You don't hurt somebody else. You know, you know, oh, the world's around me. Well, I know. I'll show them. I'm not going to do anything. No, you're just hurting yourself. It's stupid. Yeah, I've been stupid lots. It's easy to be stupid. Well, join the stupid club. And that's how it's so hard not to take it personal, but when it is. That's why you find some more things to do from your heart, then you put up with that, and you realize you're going to fall. It's, you know, doing anything new in life is like learning to walk. You just have to fall down a lot before you get it, you know. And if the problem is we get smart as we get older and we think we know the way not to fail, and that is dumb. Then it's not new, and then it's not fun, and it's not a big contribution to life, which is what I think your biggest contribution to life is what's weird about you, yeah. And the society tries to knock that out of you because we want everybody to be robots. And that's no fun. That's why even the people who help me research or everything said, do whatever you want. I don't know. As long as you love our members, I don't care what you do. You're going to screw up just like I screw up every day, and that doesn't matter. You know, the fact is that, you know, we're here to help people from our hearts. And the more we could just have our hearts helping people, I don't think it matters how we do. We're not going to be perfect. We're not going to solve every answer. And that's the way life is. Admit it. These businesses, everything has to be perfect and everything, and then they have robots working there. People hate their job because they're not being human. Just be human and love other people, yeah, and respect. And they won't mind it if you screw up. They mind it if you screw up if you say you won't screw up. That's why doctors have to cover their ass all the time and say, oh, this is perfect. You know, but if a doctor says, yeah, it may work, may not, but this is the best idea I got, well, okay, fuck it, let's try. But they have to convince you they're God and they know the answer. They don't. How can you? Yeah, this is why I think, well, a lot of things. Anyway, oh, this is a fun chat, guys. Thank you for being around and giving me the best feedback I've ever had in my life, because I feel closer to you guys, and because I sit down all day and answer your questions. So members, you know, my biggest joy in life is, okay, what do you need money for? And I go and you know, go through my 40, 50 years of experience knowing all this stuff and finding new stuff every day to say, okay, now what do I know that could be the best places for you to start looking for money? Yeah, and I enjoy that so much because I know there's a possibility that I could really solve your problem. Occasionally it works. Not all the time, but it occasionally works, and that's why the testimonials. I mean, I never thought I'd get testimonials. I mean, I've sold millions and millions of copies of books, you know, through TV and everything, and infomercials. I never get the feedback like I do now because I'm helping one-on-one. I mean, it's almost like making love versus, I don't know, you know, in TV, virtual love making isn't as satisfying as real. Helping people one-on-one is, you know, I think the greatest gift. We all want to do it, I think, no matter who we are. And I mean, because it's selfish. It feels so good when you help a human being. you know, and that's, I think we're all made to do that. And I don't know how much I have left, but I'm gonna suck out every minute I can, and guiding seniors to learn coding. Yeah, absolutely. Start by going to there's two things. Go to, for seniors, there's something called Elder Care Locator. So if you Google right now, Elder Care Locator, and the second thing you Google is Career One Stop for your county. Career One Stop for your county, and then Elder Care Locator. And then also you go to 211.org and look for job training. Okay, 211.org job training. Now see, all those sources, then you have to that's just the beginning. None of these just by looking at it or picking one out is going to work. You have to call them all. There could be 40 or 50 sources in 211 for job training. You call them all and tell them what you're looking for. If they don't have it, then ask them who else does. This is what people don't want to do, and unfortunately, you may get lucky not doing it, but I think it's, you increase your chances of getting something because the stuff is out there. It's just not easily found. It's not hanging by the tree. It's very few low-hanging fruit. They're there, but it's for the people that you see in the commercials. The rest of us have to go to work. So go to work, and I'll be here to help you. Yes, I know, it'll take some work. Good, thank you, Robert. And if you're a member, don't forget, I'll show you all that stuff. Just ask a question on Facebook. Good, that's right, I got 211. Elder Care Locator. It's Elder Care Locator, because that's a government office. It's really the area office on aging. I mean, there's a lot of elder care stuff that they're going to get money from you, so beware.